Have you ever stopped to really think about laughter? I mean, really think about it. It's not just a reaction to a good joke, right? It's actually one of the most powerful, unspoken forces in our lives. Turns out laughter is doing so much more than just showing we're amused. It's a fundamental part of how we connect with each other. Think about this for a second. You're with your best friends, and someone just says a totally random word, like potato, and the whole group just loses it. You're all crying with laughter. But if you said that same word to a complete stranger, you'd get a blank stare, maybe they'd even back away slowly. So why is that? That simple little question, well, it gets to the absolute heart of what laughter is all about. Okay, so to understand that whole potato mystery, we've got to start right here. At its core, laughter is basically a social contract. It's this unspoken agreement, a signal that just says, hey, I'm with you. So when we laugh together in a group, it's not always because something is, objectively hilarious. A lot of the time, it's really just a signal of agreeableness. It's a social shortcut for saying, I get you, or I see things the way you do, or hey, we're on the same team here. It's an incredibly powerful tool for building those bonds between us. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Every single laugh is a kind of performance. Now, I don't mean you're on stage or anything, but every laugh has an audience. Even if you're just chuckling to yourself at something you overheard, you're performing that laugh for anyone within earshot. You're broadcasting your agreement to the world, maybe without even realizing you're doing it. We can actually break this down into a kind of social transaction. It's a simple four-step process. First, someone says or does something. Step 2, an audience, even an audience of one, hears it. Step 3 is the key. Laughter happens, signaling agreement. And then step 4, boom. In that exact moment, a bond is created or strengthened. It's that simple, and it happens all day long.
Okay, so if laughter is all about agreement, that brings us to the next logical point, the inner circle. Because it turns out it really, really matters who you're with.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You tell a story or a joke that absolutely kills with your friends. I mean, they're on the floor laughing. So you think, hey, this is gold. And you try it on a new group of people and nothing, just crickets. The joke didn't change, so what gives? Well, think of it like this. When you're with strangers, say at a comedy club, getting a laugh is a total gamble. The comedian up there is desperately trying to find some common ground in a room full of disconnected people. But with your close friends, laughter is pretty much a sure thing. And the reason is simple. You already have a foundation of shared taste. And that's it. That is the secret ingredient right there. Shared taste. Shared experiences, a shared sense of humor, shared inside jokes. When you're with friends, it isn't a gamble because you already know you agree on what's funny. And that right there is why the word potato can be the funniest thing in the world. The humor isn't in the word itself. It's in the shared history you have with the people who are laughing with you. But this whole idea builds to something even bigger, something a lot more profound. Because if laughter is what connects us socially, it's also what helps us define our own personal stories. Just take a second and let that quote sink in. It completely reframes laughter, doesn't it? It's not just some fleeting feeling, it's a structural piece of our life's story. It's the marker that tells us and the world what moments truly mattered. I mean, think about what punctuation does in a sentence. Commas, periods, they give it rhythm. They tell you where the important beats are. Well, laughter does the exact same thing for our experiences. It creates those pauses, it highlights the best moments, and it adds this incredible emotional depth to the story that we're all living. So let's break that down. What does that punctuation really do for us? Well, when you're going through a tough, serious chapter in your life, a shared laugh is a desperately needed pause. When things feel heavy or stale, it's a breath of fresh air. And maybe most importantly, every single laugh we share serves as this wonderful, permanent reminder of the joyful moments that make our stories worth telling. And there's actually a perfect word for this feeling: jovial. Being jovial means being cheerful, being jolly. It's a state of being that is, so fittingly, often punctuated by laughter. It's the word that describes that exact mood we create whenever we share a laugh. So when you put it all together, you realize something huge. Laughter isn't passive. It's not something that just happens to us. No, it's an action. It's an action we take to signal that we agree, to build our bonds, and to consciously, actively write these little moments of joy into the stories we share with the people we care about. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Look back on your day or your week. Where are those little punctuation marks? What joy punctuated your story today?